taking trips, cause I never tripped on what they said. If you speaking from your heart, naysayers gon' aim for your head.
Hello guys, it's me Vex right here, and today we're gonna be taking a look at a broken Countess deck. As you saw by this title, it's a broken deck for a broken hero, obviously. We all know Countess is broken thanks to Epic, who refuses to fix her, and Kalari. So I made this video just to help you guys out, so you can abuse the broken Countess as much as you like and get like a 10 win streak. And so it's just for you guys, so you guys can also exploit Countess as long as Epic is in denial or that the fact that Countess is broken. So the two affinities for today's deck are Knowledge and Death. Straightforward. Actually, something I forgot to mention is this deck is actually offlane and offlane / jungle. Just something you guys want to know before we move on. And the first card you're gonna have is Advanced Evolution. It just gives you restores a percentage of your max health and max mana per second for 3 seconds after leveling up. So generally this is gonna be your starting card if you're going to offlane. And then you have the second card, the Shipyard Scavenger. It gives you bonus gold when you kill an enemy hero when there is no other enemy hero nearby. Another really good early game card, it just gives you bonus gold for pretty much nothing. And I'm serious, it gives you bonus gold because early game Countess, you're going to be slaughtering everyone. And because of the fact that she's an assassin, so generally you're going to be picking off people who are alone in lane. So this is just a really good card that gives you bonus gold for pretty much nothing. And moving on, we have the Astral Leap. Blink forward a certain distance, and the only downside to this card is the fact that you can't use it for 8 seconds after taking damage from an enemy hero. It's not going to be a viable escaping card, but it's just a card that you can use to catch up to enemies running away. And it's just really good for traveling across the map really fast, because she doesn't have any kind of what can I say, any kind of movement ability. So it's just a really good it's just a really good way to move around the map. And then we have the late game card, Power Tap. Permanently increase power by 15. So another really good card, because once you get all three of your cards, all three of your late game cards, so you're not gonna have you're just gonna have extra gold lying around. So you can just grab this card, and this card does a good job of keeping Countess relevant even in the late game, so her importance doesn't die off. And then moving on, we have the Thaumarage. Okay, leave that. Okay, we have power and mana as the base stats, basic. And then we have the two special traits of the card. We have Empowering Mana. Gain power equal to 1% of max mana. One thing. And the second thing is Overflow. Gain 4 max mana whenever you deal damage to an enemy hero up to 300 max mana. So in all, this card is actually a really good card. Another thing is, as the game goes on, you're going to be dealing more damage to the enemy, and this card's just going to keep on leveling, increasing. The overflow is just going to keep on increasing and increasing. Another thing to note is it doesn't say it's equal to current mana, it says it's equal to max mana. So your power is pretty much constant. And then moving on, we have the Atomic Soldier. It's gonna give you power and mana as the base stats, and it has it's a pretty basic card. It just increases the amount of ability damage you deal by 10%. Pretty basic. Scales because it's 10% and not an absolute number. And then we have the Sleeper Agent. Gives you power and mana as the base stats, and it has the Gag Order. Silence target enemy for 3 seconds. The target takes 15% increased damage. Generally you're gonna grab this card if the enemy has a lot of casters. just imagine if the enemy has 3 casters or 2 casters, like really good 2 casters or 3 casters. It's rare seeing 3 casters, but it's common seeing 2 casters. So imagine the enemy has 2 casters, really good ones. So generally, to nullify their importance in a team fight, you're just gonna silence him and you're gonna target him so you can take him out of the game really quick. Another thing with casters is that they don't have a lot of health, so you can kill them really fast. Plus, the damage you do to the target is increased by 15%. Another thing I want to point out is if you take this card late game as like your last card, one of the 3 late game cards, you're gonna have to swap it out for the Tom Rage. The fact is, because if the enemy doesn't have like 2 casters or 3 casters or really good casters, then what you're gonna grab is you're gonna grab Tom Rage, the Atomic Soldier, and another death card. But if the enemy has 2 or 3 casters, then what you're gonna grab is you're gonna grab the Atomic Soldier, you're gonna grab Sleeper Agent, and you're gonna grab another death card. And then you have the death cards right here. You have the Call the Weak, execute minions, basic attacks execute minions below 20% max health. Let me just say the fact that it's a really this is going to be a starting card for jungling, because this just allows you to jungle really fast so you can go help out your offlaner in the offlane, and it just allows you to clear jungle caps. And another thing you can do is you can actually invade the enemy jungle and clear out camps with this card, because it clears out camps really fast. And then moving on, we have the Invader Mage, gives you power as a base stat, and gives you 12 ability armor penetration. A really good early game to mid game card if the enemy has a lot of tanks or good tanks that have a lot of ability armor. Really good against them. And then moving on, we have the Shadow Dancer. So what this is pretty much Kalari's Shadow Dance, Kalari's Invis ability, and it's pretty much that, but it's just nerfed. You can say a nerfed version of Kalari's Shadow Dance. It gives you movement speed extra, but the duration is lower. It's only 15 seconds. And another thing to keep in mind is the fact that it doesn't do bonus damage when you break stealth. It only applies a 400 movement speed slow for 1 second. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And actually, this is actually a really OP card. And I was mentioning it's a broken deck for a broken hero. The reason is because of this card. You can literally use this card, go invis, go to an enemy hero. First of all, press R, your alt, and then press E in the general direction of the enemy. You don't even have to aim it, you just have to press it in the general direction, and then Q and then right mouse button. Absolutely no skill required. You can do it. I'm actually serious. A 5-year-old can do this and get kills for free for days, especially if the enemy is a caster or someone else, non-tanky. You can just kill the person within an instant and the guy wouldn't even know what happened to him. Epic, please nerf Countess. But guys, before Epic nerfs Countess, you can use this deck to get wins after wins after wins, like 10 win streaks. So moving on to gems, guys, we have the Quick Exit gem. Gain 350 movement speed for 8 seconds when leaving combat. That's one thing. It's a pretty basic gem. It's actually a staple in my gems. It's a staple in my decks. Generally, I use this. I put this equip on every deck that I make. It's a really good gem. Plus, it's only a slot 1 gem. You don't really need to invest too much into it. 1k, that's it. It's a really good gem. I put this on every deck, and I recommend you guys to put it on every deck also. And then you have the Intellect. 5 gems. Slot 1 gem is Auto Mana Potion. Another thing is you're gonna have Experience, your slot 7 gem. Earn 10% bonus experience. And if you guys know something about Countess, is the fact that the reason she's broken is because she scales really well with levels. Because as you level up, you become really OP. So generally, the faster you can level up, the more OP you can become. So the bonus experience is just to help you level up faster. And then you have the Spellborn abilities, deal bonus damage equal to 2% of enemy current health over 3 seconds. Really good against tanks, because 2% of a tank's health is a lot of health. And you really can't finish off targets with this because it says current health, not max health. So generally this gem is most effective for starting a team fight, because when you start a team fight, 2% of the max health, they're gonna have, the enemy is obviously gonna be at max health, full health. So 2% of the full health is gonna be a lot. Instead, 2% of like 100 health. Just saying. And then you have spell shield, block the next enemy ability, 55 seconds cooldown. Nothing special, it just blocks the enemy's next ability. Really good card, really good gem. And then you have the slot 25 gem, overpowered spells. Abilities deal 20% bonus damage and cost an additional 30% mana. 10% extra damage with this. And then you do 20% extra damage with this. The amount of damage you can do with Countess is actually insane, and that's why she's broken. Most of the times a Countess kills you and you don't even know she killed you. It's only when you see the replay you notice that she killed you. And that's gonna be it pretty much, guys. Those are the gems, those are the cards, and pretty much that's gonna be it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if you like the video. Good luck, guys. It's me, Vextra, here. Have a nice day. Have a good day. Over and out.